is Thermidorian reaction, where other Chinese politicians are saying, we've gone too far, we need to moderate, we need to get back to the center. So Robespierre, think about it, the guy's chopping off 15,000 people's heads in Paris, just rounding them up on carts and taking them to the guillotine and off with their heads left and right. Peasants are ticked off because he's de-Christianizing people, he never was for it. So he makes this wacky new religion called the Church of the Supreme Being, and he's trying to make these like Christmas-type holidays to make everybody happy and satisfied again. Well, the people get sick of it, and finally one day, well, and he starts noticing, and so he has to announce. He's the dictator basically, and he's announcing more and more. Oh, there's another plot. There's another conspiracy. Another country's going to come for us. A lot of people are starting to fear. Robespierre is cutting off everybody's head. How soon before he gets to mine? Until in the month of Thermidor, he's arrested. They shot him. Didn't they shoot him? And then they guillotined him?
I think they guillotined him.
I don't know, ask June. He went through it. Now, we've seen how, the propaganda and the extreme side, we've seen a lot of the ugly side of the revolution, but let's think about these things that the revolution did besides chop people's heads off and cause them to be demonized by conservative countries. Remember, they were based on the Enlightenment, and you remember in the Enlightenment when we studied Locke, the idea of liberty, the idea of equality, the idea of rights to property, and following your own way to happiness, being free if you weren't hurting somebody else. These are the kind of ideas that the revolution was based on. They did some pretty smart things. There was no one system of weighing things, so that whenever you had to trade with somebody from a different province, it was just impossible. It was kind of like talking about the year 16 while everybody else was talking about the year 1806. I'm talking liters, you're talking gallons, except multiply that by 1 million different counties. So they unified, they put the metric system in, which was an Enlightenment thing. Look, let's just measure everything the same way. Let's decide on one thing. They abolished slavery in France and throughout the French colonies. The church was using slaves. The kings, the monarchies, the other countries were using slaves. England was using slaves. But these enlightened French revolutionaries, who yes, also did the terror, yes, de-Christianized, yes, did a lot of things that showed questionable judgment, they abolished slavery. They did it before America did it. They made divorce legal. And how many of you have an older brother or sister? How many of your parents have money? Okay, when your parents die, who gets the money? Older brother? Both? It's shared equally? Don't go home and ask your parents, that's not what I mean. But generally in Korean culture, how does that work? I don't know. The older gets more. And the girl doesn't get much?
If you're an older sister, you might not get as much as
If you're the older sister, you're not going to get as much as your little brother. Confucian. So look what they do here. They made laws where inheritance had to be shared. No more of this, it all goes to oldest boy. No more of this, very little or none goes to the girl. Shared inheritance laws. Because all this is unequal. It's unequal, it's not fair. It's based on old prejudices and traditions that if you just think about it, it's not very fair. Okay, this is a good time to take a little break. If you want to go get some water or something like that, feel free.
Just tap it.
I know, it would fit me.
와, 처음 것만 더 막.
아니 아저씨는 저렇게 아저씨가 키가 얘랑 비슷해. 네가 허리가 긴 거야. 이거 내가 들고 싫어. Why are you so mean? What did I do? I just walked away.